template, songs. There's the page that we've just created, index and so forth. Now the problem with the .Mac and iWeb, well mostly iWeb actually, is that it has a very clever way of dealing with making sure that this remains tidy. It's a great way of doing it for the normal use of iWeb, and that is that anything that doesn't appear to be part of the site gets deleted. So you can't put things inside your site folder if they are not working conventionally with iWeb. Okay, you need to put them outside of that folder. If you put them outside of that folder, it's not a problem. So we're going to create a folder. I've got the new folder one here. Create a folder, and we're going to call it Java, J-A-V-A, with a capital J, but it doesn't matter what you write it. You can have it anything you like, but whatever it is, you've got to know that where it is, and so forth. Okay, you've got to know its path, because you've got to be able to, like, its path looks like, if you looked at its path, it goes Dave and Oz web, and then sites folder, and then the Java folder. That's what you'd think the path is. Now I'll show you in a minute that that's not the case. Okay, it doesn't work that way. .Mac does not work in a logical, straightforward paths process at all. It does it because it makes it easier for people to do the job properly, but it's, if you want to act outside of the normal confines of iWeb, then you've got to understand a bit of how it goes. Okay, we're going to open up that empty folder, so it's got nothing in it now, and we have to actually drop into that folder some of the things that we're going to use for making the Java. So we open up what we've downloaded. That's the MP3 folder, the folder that says JWMP3 player, and there's a few things that we need, right? We need the MP3 player SWF, right? SWF's a what do you call it? I'll remember it in a minute, but anyway, throw it under there, and that'll load up. We need a song that we're going to play, and this particular one I'm just going to use his demo song. And I will get back to you with what SWF's on, I can't remember. We need the JavaScript object, which is this one here, and we're going to drop that into. And I'm actually going to put the cover in, cover JPEG, because then I can show you exactly where the folder is by showing you the cover art. Well, we're not going to use the cover art, but it's still there. If you wanted to do other stuff, the page tells you what to do. You might also have the playlist XML as well. Now, to find out how to do it, you need to open the README file, okay, and double click on it. And what you'll find is a page that looks like that. And what that page says is a whole bunch of different very useful information which you can read through, which shows you how, basically, I mean, that's all I've done, shows you how to add the particular code in if you're doing it straight, or if you want to go to doing it embedded, and that's the one we're going to use, this one, this embedded code, and we're going to use the widgets in iWeb. And but it also shows you what are known as flash vars, which is the flash variations. That's what the other file is. It's a flash player file, and the flash vars here, he gives you heaps of variations that you can make, you can change, you can play with them, do Ken Burns effects, you can do all sorts of things. Okay, so I'm not going to go through those because you can read them yourself, they're on that page. Okie doke. I might do some more complex ones later, but I'm not doing it right now. So the first thing we need to do, so we've now, well, what we've got now is we've got a pardon me, click that back again, and we see we've got the Java folder there with the bits inside it, and it's outside of my test sites, and it has to be outside of the test sites, otherwise every time you publish your site it will eat that folder. I know this from bitter experience. Okay, couldn't understand what the hell it was doing, and then I realised. Okay, we can get rid of the. We don't need that anymore. The bit that we've downloaded. Don't throw it away because you'll use it for other stuff. Now what we need to do is to find how we're going to. We want to put a web widget in there, but how are we going to put that widget in? Well, we go back to the site that I've given you, which is this one here. Pardon me. And you'll find that there's it says once you've downloaded it. Actually, it says on the other page, on the one that you open up, actually just before, which we opened up, where this is. But anyway, I've got a link to it as well, and that's this setup wizard. Now, the important bit about the setup wizard is you need to know sorry, the place where things are. I'll give you an example, right? We know that the song we've got, right, is called song 1. So we can type in song 1.mp3. Now it could be something else, could be anything that you want it to be, as long as it's an MP3. We know the player we've got is actually not media player SWF, it's MP3 player SWF. Okay, but the trouble is if you put that in and press the load the player, you load the player here, which gives you a bunch of code here, which you then copy into the iWeb. It doesn't give the true path, because what it says is it says MP3 player SWF. Now that we know that when we look at the pathway in the site itself, like that would be right if it was in exactly the same level. If it was somewhere within Dave's test site, that path would be okay, but it's not. So we need to know what the path is to Java, to the Java folder. Now I'll show you what that path is, okay, because it just so happens I've done it here. There we are. Now what the path is it's web.mac.com, right? web.mac.com. For me it's Dave and Oz because that's the name I've got on my .mac account. It's just substitute Dave and Oz for whatever your .mac account is. And then Java, spelt the way you spelt it, with a capital J. Don't forget it's case sensitive. And then if you type in cover JPEG, you should get the picture. So that's the way of finding out whether you've got the right path. So do that, type all of that in, and see what you get. Once you've got it, what I want you to do is to click just after the last backslash in Java and copy that. Okay, copy it. Now, whoops, go back to the page where the what have we done?